Texans. And the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Buffalo Bills and the Houston Texans. Coming up next.
In the only building this franchise has ever known, we're at the home of the Texans. Welcome to NRG Stadium in Houston. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over him for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
Kaimi Fairbairn ready to get this one going. And away we go from NRG Stadium. Ty Johnson now to return. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. So here come the Bills for their opening drive. And leading them out, someone who's still the pride of Wyoming University and Fireball, California. One of the league's best and biggest arms, Josh Allen.
We've seen a lot of big arms come and go in the NFL. Few translate that talent, though, into stardom, quite like Josh Allen. It's fun for me on the college football road when I ask these young quarterbacks who they idolize, who they look up to, and just about every big guy that can run says the same thing, Josh Allen, because that skill set is so tantalizing. A player who can rip off a highlight reel play with the pass and just as easy with the down in just about any situation.
He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. Look at Jimmy Ward getting up there to make that stop. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
This is one of those real modest gains, Kate, that I like as a call. Adds just a little more variety to your playbook. Makes that defense wonder. Those guys on the other side of the ball think a little bit. This dude's not just a receiver. He may get in the run game as well.
He's got this complete to James Cook. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. That stop coming from Henry To'o.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice little gain on top of it.
And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. A 70-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
New set of downs for him from the 46. They kick the running back in motion. Allen now on first down. Cook calls it in. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. That stop coming from Henry To'o.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Shotgun handoff now to Cook. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's the type of call that offensively, man, it just builds so much confidence. I don't even think they were looking to get the first down. Just get to a manageable 3rd down, but instead they move the chains, and that is one disheartening look on that defense.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, it's Allen. He rolls to his right. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Now their opening drive certainly going according to plan, Brock. It's a new set of downs at the 27. Shakir in motion right. 1st and 10. Here's Allen. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released, and that sure altered the throw.
From the shotgun, it's Allen. Connects with Cook. And that's good for a gain of 5. Azeez Al-Shire that time on the tackle.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Shakir in motion right. Allen on 3rd and short. That's caught for the first. And in, touchdown Buffalo! Well, you couldn't ask for a better start to a game than that. The offense taking it all the way down the field and finishing with 6.
These opening drives, Kate, are such tone setters. It is why every offense loves to script their first 15 plays, right? Everybody knows what's coming, allows you during the practice week to get into rhythm, but even better when you're that sharp, that crisp, and you finish off and get the early lead.
Tyler Bass on now for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Bills will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Bass now to kick this away. This return starts at the 5. And this return gets to the 30 before he stopped. So here come the Texans for their opening drive. And leading them out is the 2nd overall pick back in the 2023 draft from the Ohio State. It's C.J. Stroud.
It didn't take long for C.J. Stroud to make an immediate impact into the NFL, and it didn't take long for me, Kate, to form an opinion that this guy is just different. He just processes the game quicker. Remember talking to Ryan Day on the practice field in Columbus, watching him in college, and he just alluded to that as well. It's the anticipation. It is knowing where everybody is and getting that ball out before any receiver will even break on a route. C.J. was unique in that way, and that skill set has been a big part of his success.
Schultz with the catch. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
Running for the first time with Joe Mixon. Blast through midfield. And they'll finally get him down at the 37-yard line. It's a pickup of 26. And the Texans are going to have a first down.
You know I love that, Kate, but you know who loved it even more? The late, great John Madden himself, the former lineman. He would have loved watching the student body get right out in front of that thing, those blockers just knocking people off the ball, and let him clear the way so that running back could show off his speed.
First and 10, a run to Mixon. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. This is complete to Schultz. This is ahead for about 5. That's A.J. Epinesa on the tackle.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Throwing on third down, Stroud. Digs there to bring it in. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
All you can do is shake your head sometimes. Sure, the pass play works, but they come up just an inch or two short for the first down.
Only need the length of the football. It's 4th and inches. Here's Stroud. He finds him beyond the marker. They only needed a couple, and that is what they got. Not the most impressive gain, but a big one as they get the first.
I love those moments of truth. We get to see exactly how they handle it when all the pressure that drives right on them. Turns out, handled it pretty darn well, and now they'll keep pushing on.
Quite the opening drive they put together, partner. New set of downs all the way down to the 25. Into the hands of Schultz. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Tackled on the play by Taylor Rapp.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. A give to Mixon up the middle. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. That play cleaned up by Matt Milano. Just 1 yard on the carry, though. It's 3rd and 7 now.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Completed to Collins. And able to get this down to the 15 before going out. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the first down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
From the red zone now. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now, well, now we let the chess match begin, the adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
All right, here we go, 2nd down. Another try following the sack. Cut near the goal line. And in for the Houston touchdown. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ball game.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you could go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
Here's Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Texans start off well to tie things 7-7. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Here's a return from the 7. Tackle made as the return gets it out to the 32. The Bills and James Cook making their way back out on offense now. And among all the team's pass catchers, partner, he has been one of the brightest spots at this opening half. I mean, I think we agree he's outshined several of their receivers and tight ends that we're used to seeing be the guys to get those targets. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. First down throw for Allen. That finds his man. It's Keon Coleman. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short. They send him left out of the slot. Working from the gun, it's Allen. Working the sideline, that's Coleman. And he'll be out of bounds at his own 45. Pickup of 5 on that play. And that's good for a Bills first down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Throwing now on first down, Allen. Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete. He was looking for Keon Coleman on that throw. And it sets up second down.
Boy, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
To throw again, it's Allen. Pass complete to Cook. And he gets it forward to steal about a yard out of that. Kalen Bullock up to make the stop. It was the rookie from USC who got there for that tackle.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to third down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Allen on third down. That one's cut along the left sideline. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
Speaks to this guy's talent as just an all-around difference maker, playmaker. We see him line up as a receiver, and we don't even bat an eye, Kate, and we don't really bat an eye when he makes that kind of play either. This guy's just different, built for the moment.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. Again, Allen to the air. Couldn't connect right side. It's incomplete.
You really want those throws to be like clockwork for your offense. Every team needs to hit passes in that short to intermediate range to effectively move the ball.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Allen gonna throw again. That's caught. He found some space. And he takes it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. The Bills break the tie here in the first. It's a James Cook touchdown, his second scoring catch of the game. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
Bass on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Bills take the lead here, 14-7 in the first. Bass now to kick this away. Damian Pierce now to return it. They'll bottle him up as he gets the return to the 30. This Texans offense readied up for its second drive of the contest. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. First and 10 now from the 30. They'll begin with a run by Mixon. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. We'll pause now for an injured player, and it looks like he's worse for wear after handling that last carry. Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. On the carry, here's Dameon Pierce. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Terrell Bernard tracking that one down. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. The Bills getting close, and they take him down. And that pushes them back, 3rd down coming up.
I think his decision-making wrote a check that his legs couldn't catch this time. This QB could run, and he's ranging, looking for space, looking for an outlet. But there was none to be had. No escape route available this time.
So not an enviable spot here as they come up on 3rd and very long. Shotgun now for Stroud. Catch is made down the right sideline. Touchdown, Houston! The Texans get it down to a single point. Tank Dell the touchdown. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Fairbairn now for the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Texans tie things up at 14. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Starting from the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Bills back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And he sure has proven to be a handful for them, grabbing their attention as a runner, but actually doing a good bit of damage as part of the team's passing game, too. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Back to throw now, Allen. Connects with Cook. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. That stop coming from Henry To'o.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the 31. This is complete to Dawson Knox. He'll have him gain about a handful there. Christian Harris on the stop.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Allen setting up play action. Connects on the crosser. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. It's a 26-yard pickup there. And that's good for a Bills first down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
New set of downs for him at the 38. First and 10. Here's Allen. Throwing the out route complete. It's a gain of 22. And that's good for a Bills first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
All right, I'll set up now. First and 10. Working inside the red zone. Escapes the pocket. He's running with it. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
Second and 3 now. Cook trying this one up the gut. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
4 downs now to get in. Here's first and goal. Quick touch pass to the receiver. And the change of pace works. That was nice. He's tackled after a decent pickup. First shot gets him 5. Still a couple of looks remaining. It's second and goal.
Receivers running the ball, well, that's become commonplace in the NFL now, and that includes down here in the red zone. In close, a lot less space to work with. You really love your most elusive players to get their hands on the ball.
Bails out of the pocket, and he carries it in for the touchdown. The Bills break the tie here in the first. Josh Allen, the touchdown. His third total score this game. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down, didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise, and in the end, Brock, the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain. He did it with his mind, but you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down, and when you can put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
Bass gets the extra point to go. And the Bills break that tie and now lead by 7. Bass now to kick this away. He fields it from the 8. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Houston's offense back out now and ready to go. And with each team coming off a touchdown and scoring well early on, we've got the makings of a barn burner here, Brock, if they can keep this up.
Yeah, and as a quarterback, as an offense, it doesn't mean you over-try, but you just know, hey, man, our defense having a hard time slowing them down, and we've got to step on that accelerator.
Stroud throwing here on first. Diggs there to bring it in. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 22 on that one. And it sets up a Houston first.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Only one play in, Brock, and this drive already to midfield. First down, Stroud. Schultz with the catch. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
2nd and 3 now. From the 43. He's on the move. He tucks it and takes off. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that played good enough for a first. That's good for 7 yards. And the Texans are going to have a first down. And we will not get another play. That's going to do it for the first quarter. Neither side separating much so far. We'll make our return to NRG Stadium after this. Welcome back. We'll begin the second quarter with the Texans in possession. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Running back, motioning right. Into the hands of Schultz. And they'll bottle this up after a 4-yard gain. Christian Benford up to make that stop.
That's just discipline with a capital D. The play in the huddle is a running back screen, but it takes discipline for that offensive line to not get downfield. Discipline for that receiver to stay alert, stay aware that he's a viable option as well.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stroud. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Trying to find Stephon Diggs. And now a 4th down, staring right at him. Well, I know some old school coaches, maybe some former NFL quarterbacks who would have this guy running stairs after that drop, partner. Hit or no hit. That was a catch there that would have meant a first down.
Yeah, that's why that's old school, okay, Kate? The new school coaches and quarterbacks know how hard it is in this league with the contact. How valuable those contested catches are. Credit the defense for making the play on that one. A dependable kicker, man. That is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Johnson with a return here. And look at this return. His return reaches that 34-yard line before he stopped. Buffalo sending its offense to the field. And eventually, Brock, one of their drives is going to fail to reach that end zone. But through 3 possessions so far, they have been perfect.
Yeah, and in order for that to happen, somebody somewhere on this defense has got to rise to the occasion.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Now the shotgun give to Cook. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. Jalen Petrie there on the stop. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
Another one for Cook. And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that first down.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
3rd and a lone yard coming up. Allen on the play action. Makes the grab in bounds left side. It's a pickup of 39 yards. And that's good for a Bills first down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Thinking touchdown here after that big play. We've got 1st and 10 from the red zone. From the red zone now. Into traffic, complete. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. In the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Straight ahead, here's Cook. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
That offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to first down. But instead, the defense, well, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out on a 3rd and short.
Here we go, 3rd and less than a yard. A little touch pass here, trying to move the chains. And he tried to power it forward, but I don't think he got it. Run play only gets back to the line, and that'll bring up 4th down.
You know, when receivers have room to operate, that's a play that can totally gash a defense. But, Kate, when you get down here in the red zone, it becomes so much tougher because you have a whole lot less space. And, in fact, you'll see defenses swarm like that one just did.
And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line. That was the biggest 3-yard gain you're going to see because instead of a turnover on downs, Brock, it gets them a first.
Come on now. Was there any doubt who they were going to go to right there? That was always going to be a run play. And no problem converting on 4th.
Throwing here, Allen. Looking end zone, but touchdown denied. Knocked away, incomplete.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
So after the incomplete pass, here's 2nd and goal. Duke the defender, and he's in for the touchdown. The Bills now lead by 10. Josh Allen, the touchdown. His 4th total score of the game. They broke out the design, run for him there. Coach just tells him, hey, Brock, hey, QB, do your thing, get us 6.
Yeah, and these offensive coaches love this play, and defensive coaches hate it, Kate, because it really gives you an extra hat, right? An extra number when your QB's got the athleticism, got the legs, got the instincts to go run it in for 6. A defensive nightmare, an offensive touchdown.
Bass on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Bills drive their lead to 11. Bass now to kick this away. Pierce now on the return. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. Here come the Texans as they get set to take over on offense. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw on their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. First and 10 now from the 30. From the gun, Stroud. On target to his back, Joe Mixon. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped.
I know that completion doesn't move the chains, but I love it nonetheless. You make sure that defense is aware of every eligible player going out, and this time it was out of the backfield with the running back that shows he's adept at catching it as well.
It's Mixon on second down. Makes a cut to the right sideline. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. It's a 33-yard gain and a fresh set of downs.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No third down required now.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Keeping it with Mixon. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line. They get an even 10 on that play. And it sets up a Houston first.
I don't know, Kate. I didn't think he had it, but that back did. He knew exactly where he had to get for the first down. Pops up right away and signals first down.
Here's Stroud on 1st and 10. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And right there's the danger, Kate, when you put the ball in the air. How many times do we see these coordinators, when you get a nice run, right, you gain some steam on the ground, you stick with the ground game. They don't. They call the pass, and the defense reacts, and reacts well with a sack.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. On the option, here's Mixon. And he's able to get this down to the 13.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. He couldn't hang on, Brock. It looked like a touchdown, but it slips right through his hands, and now it's 4th down.
Oh, that is such a bummer. A dropped touchdown right in the end zone. We're going to see how quickly he can flush this one. He better, because they got to make it impact later.
Everly's kick is good. And that brings the deficit back within a score, 8 points.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm than start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
All right, that lead cut down to 8 after that score, and the kick is away. Johnson now on the return. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. The Bills and quarterback Josh Allen ready to get back to work now on offense. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. First and 10 now from the 30. Man in motion out of the slot. On first down, Allen. Coleman with the grab.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was first down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. From the shotgun, it's Allen. That's to the sideline, and Shakir snags it. And he'll be out of bounds right along the 40.
Kate, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns. He puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice game.
Here's a give to Cook. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
Yeah, I get it. Fans will measure a running back's merit by touchdowns, yards, the fantasy football world we live in. But as coaches and teammates, Kate, they want something a little bit more. They want to see plays like that, a guy who will always get the short yards in a critical spot like that.
Shakir in motion right. Throwing now on first down. Allen gets this to Kincaid. And he's going to be touchdown right at the line, so no gain on the play.
Defense all over that throw. You could just smell it. They just smelled that football coming their way, and that's as good as an incompletion. And they're going to be in a good spot. Second down coming up.
2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. It's Allen out of the pistol. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Another look for him, Brock, and hey, why not with the way he's playing so far? But this time, just couldn't hang on.
I think you'll see coordinators at times, Kate, get away from something that's working. I like that they go back to him. Make them defend him and stop him. They did that time, but my hunch is they'll look for that receiver again today.
And they can't connect on the 3rd down deep shot. Love the courage they had to try it, but it's incomplete, and now we've got 4th down.
You hear defensive coaches preach this all the time about not giving up the big play. Keep everything in front of you. They're going to need to stay vigilant because he's definitely a receiver who can take the lid off of a defense.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. The Texans and running back Joe Mixon headed out for their next series. And get that big old marker out. Cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Stroud. He's got him. That's Mixon. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They'll get 31 yards on the play. And the Texans are going to have a 1st down.
Man, I love that effort, adding as much as possible to that catch while earning the 1st down. That's called yards after catch, and it's what coaches want from all their pass catchers on the roster.
So the big play gets him inside the opposing 45, Brock, with a new set of downs to boot. Back to throw, Stroud. Big catch is made, and he got the feet in too. The big play nets him 17 yards. And it sets up a Houston 1st.
Kate, when you watch the combine, you'll watch guys try to make this throw, and without chemistry, it's so hard to execute. That was picture perfect. That's a QB and receiver on the same page because that route, that deep out to the field, that takes just a different level of connectedness.
Has a big hole left. Finds the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. The Texans can tie it up in the 2nd after cutting into the lead. It's a Joe Mixon touchdown. So great work by the running back there, Brock. Found just a little bit of space, and he took advantage all the way for 6.
Big time. I mean, so big time. You know, and you hear running back coaches, Kate, say this. They'll say slow to explode through. And he explodes all the way for the touchdown.
Fairbairn now for the PAT. And he hits the extra points. A little surprised they wouldn't go for 2 in the tie, but at least he made it, so the lead falls to a single point. Things trim back down to a single point, Brock, as they send this off and away. Has this at the 6. He's stopped on the return at the 27. The visitors are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And we're all hoping his hot start can continue. He's been putting up some numbers early in this contest. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They'll send him over right. First down throw for Allen. Escapes the pocket. He takes it himself. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
Play action now, Allen. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Derek Stingley Jr. And the Texans take over after forcing the first turnover of this ballgame. And just like that, a very run-focused drive comes to an end that time with an interception.
You know, a lot of times, Kate, when you're finding success running it on a drive, it's because the defense is just waiting for you to throw it. And that's where they're prepared at the time. Sure enough, well, it's not a rush that dooms them, but a pass and an interception.
The Texans and this running back headed back out for a new series. And the turnover puts them right back out there. Just a few plays since they scored that touchdown.
Well, they didn't get much time to rest, but guess what, Kate? That defense didn't get much time to rest either. Now you could go in attack mode while they're still shaking off that last touchdown.
Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Looking to throw, Stroud. Out to his wideout, it's a screen. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play.
There's no route on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
2nd and 3 now. Now it's Stroud. Throw left side, complete. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Stroud off the play fake. Finding Collins. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. It's a pickup of 11. And the Texans are going to have a first down.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
A new set of downs awaits them. Here's 1st and 10. To the air yet again, it's Stroud. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down. Stroud. This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces 3rd down.
I'm just going to say maybe not the guy you want to pick on in coverage on this particular series. Gets a hand on that throw and knocks it away. The next time, well, he could get 2 hands on it and take it the other way.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Throwing is Stroud. He's on the move. He'll make a... And they take this in for the score. The Texans parlay the interception into points. C.J. Stroud the touchdown. His 3rd total score of this game. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
That one right down the middle. And the Texans push their lead to 6. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Johnson with a return here. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Bills set to take over offensively. And in a high-scoring game to this point, everyone anticipating, well, even more points as they take the field. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Now run by Cook. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
2nd and 4. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And now they need to get 4 on 3rd down. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around.
And he won't escape this. The Texans take him down. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down, and he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
The Bills with a punt team out there. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. He has it at the 33. And he's brought down before the return gets far. The Texans returning their offense and this running back to the field. And he has run roughshod over them in this opening half. Pretty sure this is the exact kind of start that he was hoping to have here. The Texans set up nicely as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. To the air, Stroud. Collins there to grab it. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. It's a gain of 27 yards to move the chains.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
They're set up at the 35 now. 1st down, Stroud. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions, you get more depth. But a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
Let's see what they dial up on a second and very long. Another try following the sack. Has his man, it's Mixon. And he gets him one as we've come up to the 2-minute warning. So not an enviable spot here as they come up on 3rd and very long. From the gun, Stroud. Pass caught by Mixon. And he works this to the 38 before going down.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. But that's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
Kaimi Fairbairn out there now to try a field goal for the Texans on this 4th down. From the right hash, 55 yards out. And that one is not where he needed it to be. It is off and no good. And they are unable to make this a 2-score game.
Well, once you get out beyond 50 yards, everything in the process has got to be perfect. It's a good effort, but it's going to wind up off the mark.
Possession switching back to Buffalo as their offense heads out. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. All right, excellent field position for the Bills as they set up 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, it's Allen. Rolling out to his left. Now here he goes. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That one goes for 25 yards. And that's good for a Bills 1st down.
Man, I don't ever want to be a defensive coordinator. They do so many things right to take away the pass, and then what happens? Well, you get a quarterback that lowers his head, gashes the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game. You take away the pass, but you can't stop the QB run.
Finds Kincaid. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line. The Bills are going to go ahead and call their first time out. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Second and 3 now. From the 23. Cook calls it in. And they get this down to the 10-yard line before going down. He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. He's got it! Touchdown, Buffalo! So he looks to and finds the big fella, and his tight end takes it in for 6.
Such a reliable weapon down in the red zone. It kind of reminds me like a point guard making an entry pass to that post player. When you trust your big people around you, and when a quarterback trusts his tight end like that, it makes a difference.
Bass on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Bills take the lead on that successful kick. Bass now to kick this away. Pierce now on the return. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The Texans offense getting one final possession before halftime. Not a whole lot of time left for him to put something together here before the break. It's 1st and 10 for their final drive of the half. We've got 23 seconds remaining. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. They send a receiver in motion right. Not taking any risks here, keeping this one on the ground. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. DeMar Hamlin getting there for the tackle. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Bills leading. Now we'll head over to Orlando, Florida. Check in with Jonathan Coachman for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, sit tight. We'll get back to you and Brock in just a moment. But for now, this is our halftime report. We saw some strong work from James Cook in that first half. He had 4 catches in those first 2 quarters, one of which wound up a touchdown. This one's been all you could hope for as an NFL fan. Just a 1-point game here at halftime. This has been as much fun as you could hope for with both these teams in it to win it.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. The first half controlled by the offenses, Brock. Let's see if the defenses can take over in the second half. We're underway. Return coming from the 6. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The home teams and C.J. Stroud all set to go for their next drive. And this is some quality film review right here. Look at this. Couple of touchdowns, good amount of yards, too. He's been moving them down the field like only he can, putting together quite the game for himself in the process. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Going right side, mixing with it. And he's brought down for a loss.
His goal's pretty clear, Kate. Crash forward and then crash inside. Set that edge, but if you could come inside and bury that runner before it gets started, all the better.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Here's Stroud. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. DeMar Hamlin getting there for the tackle.
Well, this is the type of game we've come to expect from him as a runner, toting the ball, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage, too.
So now here's 3rd and 5. Shotgun now for Stroud. He puts some power on a deep one left. That's caught at the 25. It is in. Touchdown, Houston. The Texans take the lead right away in half number 2. Nico Collins with the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period. Yeah. End of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
So now the Texans decide not to pull the offense. They're not kicking. They're going for 2. Keeping it on the ground. And he's almost there, but no! They stop him at the last moment. Wow, he's going to be just inches shy of that 2-point conversion. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. That's going to be taken in at the 8. He stopped on the return at the 27. The visitors headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And his effectiveness hasn't been limited to what he can do with his arm this season. On that last drive, he reached a significant mark for his efforts on the ground as well. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Here's Allen. Connection made to Coleman. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
I feel so bad. I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically, Kate. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you. Well, there's very little you can do other than make the tackle.
From the 34. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And he's tackled with a 1st down yardage.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. Man in motion here. Throwing now on 1st down. Allen. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident a screen would get him enough yards for the 1st, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
Football on that 47-yard line. 1st down. Shotgun handoff now to Cook. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Will Anderson Jr. in on the stop.
You know, that's a good run right there to keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 43. This one's quickly to Shakir. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Jalen Petrie there on the stop. While that play was going on, we see that one of their teammates shaken up on the play. Not quite sure what happened, but they're out there to tend to him. One yard, all that's needed. This is 3rd and inches. A little touch pass here, trying to move the chains. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That kind of call right there, Kate, it shouldn't be the 3rd down surprise. It used to be 5, 10, 15 years ago. So common in teams' playbooks league-wide. But boy, is it tough to defend. And that's why they love breaking it out to reset those chains.
Samuel comes in motion left. 1st down throw for Allen. That's taken in by Samuel. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that's good for a Bills 1st down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Slot receiver headed left. Allen now on first down. The throw is caught. And he'll be taken down at the last possible moment. He's at the 1. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have first and goal to figure out.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Cook runs it in. Touchdown, Buffalo! The Bills grab the lead on their first series of the half. It's a James Cook touchdown, his 3rd total score this game. So that, Brock, an important score here as they move out in front.
This is the time of the game where your legs just get a little bit tired, but that was a determined-looking drive right there. They were not going to be denied, and they're able to score and take the lead.
And now the Bills offense staying out. They're going to go for 2. Allen looking to throw this. And he's into the end zone. Successful play there. That makes the lead 3 points. Well, that right there, a very important 2-point conversion, Brock. Their lead now up to 3. A field goal would only tie this one.
Yeah, the math was pretty easy on that one, right? You know what it does. It puts you up 3 and forces a field goal on the other side. But I'll tell you what else I like there, Kate. It's psychology. Puts a little seed of doubt on that other side. Maybe if you come into this moment later in the game, and certainly an injection of confidence for your offense that they can deliver in the clutch.
Bass now to kick this away. Pierce now on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The home team's ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. They're out and set, 1st and 10. They motion the tight end over. Stroud throwing here on 1st. He's got it to him yet again. That is caught. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Brought down by Rasul Douglas.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd and 6 coming up here. To the air, Stroud. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And then brings up 3rd down.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Here's Stroud now. Schultz with the catch. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Running with Mixon out of the gun. Past midfield to the 45. And finally down right along that opposing 40. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
To play running back in this league, well, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice wants to find the lane upfield and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
First down, Stroud. An alert play defensively there. He got a hand on it to tip it away, and that makes it second down.
You know, as a QB, I'm going to note that in the back of my head. That was a heck of a break. Knocks the ball away. DBs like that, they tend to, once they get one hand on the ball, have a pretty good beat on you and can get two hands on it the next time.
Stroud to throw again on second. Pass caught by Mixon. And defenders are there to get him at the line. That's Gregory Rousseau who cleaned up that play.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
This drive in jeopardy. Here's a 3rd and 10. From the gun, Stroud. That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that first down.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about two things: separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks, that's the trust, and then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
Here's Stroud on 1st and 10. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Out of the shotgun, a give to Mixon. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Stroud. Setting up the screen. And he's going to be just inside the 10 before he goes out.
Here we go. Here's one of those game situations that just puts a smile on my face, because I can think from Pop Warner to the NFL, everybody on the field thinking the same thing. Can we go for it? Can we get one more shot as you end up just short on that 3rd down?
Running for it, Mixon. And he'll get them enough for a first down.
He only needed an inch, Kate, and it was a good thing because he had to fight for that. That defense put up a game effort, nearly made the play to get themselves off the field.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. He was hoping to get it to Tank Dell there. So now it'll be 2nd and goal. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock, but down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know this. It's a physical game, all 100 yards up and into the red zone and end zone. But when you get down here, you've got to come up with contested catches, and he couldn't.
And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock. You know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that, and it's a good thing you woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
They've held him out twice. Here we go, 3rd and goal. Mixon goes up and over for the touchdown. The Texans take a 3rd quarter lead. It's a Joe Mixon touchdown. A lot of pressure on him in that moment, Brock. Find a way to score. Don't let it go to 4th and goal. And he finds a way to come through and gets in the end zone for 6.
Now, how about the other side? Beating a defense right there as well. That group who was so close to pulling off the goal line stand, yet all that motivation wasn't enough to stop him on 3rd and goal.
That one splits the uprights. And the Texans take a 4-point lead. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Fielded at the 7. And this return gets to the 30 before he stopped. This offense headed out as we get a look at their running back. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Cook trying this one up the gut. And that's good for a gain of 5. Azeez Al-Shire that time on the tackle. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Pressure coming, it's Allen. Flush down out to his left. Ooh, look at this, here he goes. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Well, I can tell you what, that was the goal from the moment he took off. Kept his eyes locked on the chains and made sure he set them up with a new set of downs. Well done.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Now the shotgun give to Cook. And he gets some good yardage down to the 42. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
Now Allen going to the air. His quick throw knocked away, incomplete. Dalton Kincaid, the intended target there. So it's going to be 3rd and short coming up.
Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception to just forcing an incomplete pass. But as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, well, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
Allen on 3rd and 2. He completes it in traffic. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
1st and 10. Here's Allen. Pass complete to Cook. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. They gain 14 on the play. And that's good for a Bills 1st down.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
They'll come up 1st and 10. To the air again, Allen. Complete to Coleman. And he'll go down here at the 16. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Again, Allen to the air. Short pass brought in. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain. That sets up 1st and goal.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. To throw again, it's Allen. And that one's incomplete, but boy, are they lucky it wasn't intercepted. That was a risky shot, but fortunately, they still have 2nd down coming up.
Well, that's not the uniform you want to see almost bringing it in. They are so fortunate to have another shot down here after the near pick.
So the incompletion on 1st, here's 2nd and goal. Jukes out a one-stop. And he drives forward for a little, maybe to the 7. It's a 3-yard pickup. That moves him a little bit closer. 3rd and goal coming up.
Well, you haven't given up the goal line yet, but this offense is moving closer and closer. Now might be the time defensively to get a little more aggressive, try to stick them with the loss, and make a difficult 4th down decision.
Oh my, it's intercepted in the end zone. Picked off by Derek Stingley Jr. There are costly interceptions, Brock, and then there are interceptions inside the red zone in the second half of a one-score game.
And if there is ever a time where ball security is paramount, it is right now.
Yeah.
They made a great play. Don't get me wrong. They deserve a ton of credit right there. But as a quarterback, you cannot risk a turnover. It's touchdown, it's check down, it's throw the ball away. You're literally throwing points away with that pick.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Stroud. Complete to Dell. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. They bring the tight end in motion. Staying between the tackles with Mixon. And this defense offering no room at all up the gut there. No gain. That play cleaned up by Matt Milano. Nothing for them on 2nd down, and now it's 3rd and 1.
Hey, I know 3rd and 1 feels like an automatic running down, but after seeing that last play yield you nothing, this offense and that coordinator's got a seed of doubt. This defense playing some mind games with them.
Quick pass, right side, complete. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. First and 10, a run to Mixon. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. That play cleaned up by Matt Milano. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
2nd and 8. Escapes the pocket. He's on the move. And he's officially into enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. Pickup of 12 on that play. And it sets up a Houston 1st.
As much as you'd like to find a completion and get the ball out of your hands, when a play breaks down, you got to be able to make a play with your legs. His offense counts on his ability to evade pressure and occasionally make plays just like that.
This is complete to Schultz. And he takes it past midfield and starts the drive into Bills territory. So we're through 3 here. It's the Texans in possession of it, needing to preserve that lead over one final quarter. Second and 6 coming up here. Here's Stroud. Escapes out to the left. He's running with it. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Well, there was no sense in taking a risk down the field when a 1st down was just a run away. They'll get to reset now and figure out just how they want to attack a new set of downs.
They've got first down from the 31. Mixon on the toss. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
All right, here we go. Second down. Throwing is Stroud. Into the hands of Schultz. 16 yards on the play. And the Texans are going to have a first down.
They've run this 12-yard out route, Kate, at the combine, well, all the way back to last century when I had to throw it. In this throw, this is a big boy throw. This is a differentiator. Can you make that deep out throw on time, on rhythm, and accurately? Well, that was teaching tape right there.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. A give to Mixon up the middle. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign, well, they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
2nd and 6 coming up here. On the ground again with Mixon. And they bring him down pretty quickly at the 10. Give him 2 on the run. That's going to set him up with 3rd and 4. Now it's Stroud. Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
Kaimi Fairbairn on now as we see how he handles this moment. A pretty automatic look for him from the left. Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And they're going to grow their lead late, but still a one-score ball game.
As much as that can help them breathe just a little easier on the scoreboard, it doesn't take away now any of the tension this defense is feeling. They're going to need to step up, come through with a stop right here.
Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Johnson now on the return. This return makes it up to the 25. Now we've got the Bills offense headed back to the field. And a nice drive last time out, Brock, squandered by that interception. So I think they take a repeat of everything except that final play. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. He's got the hook up to Cooper. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Straight ahead, here's Cook. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. That's 16 on the pickup. And that's good for a Bills first down.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
New set of downs for him from the 46. They put a receiver in motion here left. Allen now on first down. That one falls to the turf, couldn't hang on, it's incomplete.
You know, the goal on a lot of these short throws is to simply let the receiver create some yards after the catch, that yak. Well, I think he was thinking about the yak before he actually secured the catch.
Couldn't connect on first, it's 2nd down. They'll try the right side with Cook. And he's going to get him up to the midfield stripe with that run. There's 5 on that play. They need 5 more now on 3rd down.
You make that call to just give yourself a fighting chance on 3rd down, Kate. Take at least a little bite out of the big meal between them and the 1st down marker. And that should make this upcoming call a little less daunting.
They put a receiver in motion right. Allen on 3rd and short. Into traffic, complete. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but
Well, Sean McDermott didn't like that call. We can tell he's got the challenge flag out. Well, I certainly don't envy the officials here. A lot of times, Brock, it can be so tough to have the right angle to get a perfect spot on that football.
yeah, how they do it, I just marvel at it. A bunch of years ago, I got to do and be an official, a side judge for a spring game.
How'd that go?
Not well, because things happen so fast, and I really do. I marvel at more often than not how good these officials are at spotting the ball.
So upon further review, they get a more favorable spot, and that's enough to give them the 1st down. Play action now with Allen. Connects with Cook. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line.
These intermediate gains, that's the wheelhouse for these two to connect on. Start the series off well, and it sure keeps the defense on its toes in case they try to load up and just simply cover the receivers.
Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches. Working from the gun, it's Allen. Shakir with the grab. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a 1st down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Throwing the out route complete. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9.
Kate, if you and I took a whirlwind tour and watched young quarterbacks, the hardest route to complete is this one. A lot of them could throw go routes and slants and drags and in cuts, but throwing that out route takes some time, takes some precision, and a whole bunch of trust between QB and receiver.
This is Cook on the handoff. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. The Bills now trailed by just a point in the 4th. It's a James Cook touchdown. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the 4th quarter that could go either way.
So a chance to tie it up again here in the 4th. The kick is good, so this game now hinging on every possession as we're tied up in the 4th. Bass now to kick this away. Pierce now on the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The offense being led back out by its quarterback as they get geared up for their next possession. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this second half. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They'll begin with a run by Mixon. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3. Second down now, 7 to go. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. He's throwing deep to the left side. That's complete inside the 35-yard line. They're going to move the chains after a big play, 39 yards.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play, and that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. First down, Stroud. Has him on the quick hitter. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21.
Kid, I promise you, if you and I got to travel the country and watch young quarterbacks, even really good high school quarterbacks, out routes are the hardest to complete. Slants, goes, fades, all that stuff comes somewhat naturally, but really trusting yourself to throw that out route, that comes with time and experience.
2nd and 1. And that finds him in the end zone for the Houston touchdown. The Texans take a fourth-quarter lead. Quite the strike to his tight end, and the patience he showed waiting for that to break open. That was awesome, and it's rewarded with 6.
You know, it should be simple, Kate, right? In philosophy, it should be simple. Just plaster that big guy. Throw bodies at him in coverage, but stopping a tight end near the end zone is anything but simple with how deceptively good they are as route runners and finding that football when it arrives.
Fairbairn now for the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Texans break that tie and now lead by 7. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Johnson with a return here. The return manages to get just beyond the 30. This offense running out for a new series, led by their running back. Still time to go, Brock, but that touchdown has them down now 7. They've got to find the end zone here. They've got first down from the 31. It's an option right that begins this drive. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
I could promise you that's not what it looked like on the practice field nor on the whiteboard. Typically, QB run is going to net you a whole lot more yardage than that. But let's give some credit. Strong effort by that defensive front who contained a play that typically goes for a whole lot more.
From the shotgun, it's Allen. Cook calls it in. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
Translatable skills, that's what you call it. So effective as a runner, but those same traits that make him a great runner, adept at getting those yards, well, he translates it now as a receiver in the open field.
So now here's 3rd and 5. Operating from the gun, it's Allen. That's caught for the first. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
Just excellent effort on that catch and a lightning quick transition from bringing that football in to getting vertical. He was not content for a second to end that play where he caught it. Any catch he makes, his intent is to put some serious yards on top of it.
Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play. First and 10. Here's Allen. That's caught at the 4. And in. Touchdown, Buffalo. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
So a chance to tie it up again here in the 4th. The kick is good, so this game now hinging on every possession as we're tied up in the 4th. Bass now to kick this away. Pierce now on the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. This offense and their quarterback making their way back out there, ready to take over once again. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. Offense ready to begin this drive. First and 10. From the gun, Stroud. Short pass brought in. And this one doesn't go far.
Just stay on schedule. Just stay on schedule, right? SOS. Bad thing on a ship. Good thing on a football field. Even a little completion keeps this offense on schedule.
They'll come to the line here. 2nd and 9. Shotgun now for Stroud. Completed over the middle. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe short gain on a throw, that's a go-to route to target.
3rd and 4 coming up now. Here's Stroud now. Pass caught by Mixon. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
This dude's just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that first down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Now a give to Mixon. And he runs into a wall there. Multiple defenders ready to stop him cold at the line. No progress on first down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Stopped right at the line, but might as well have been a loss of yards as far as the offense is concerned. It's always humbling when you try force versus force, and the defense wins out.
2nd and 10 now. He smartly won't risk something here and just chucks it away.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Stroud. Into the hands of Schultz. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
Feet and eyes, Kate. Feet and eyes. They so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet and eyes move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the fourth down? It took a great defensive effort to do it.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. The Bills offense all set for their next drive. And they're coming off an excellent series throwing the football that led to that touchdown, Brock. So you and I both expecting that defense to be looking for that on this series. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Allen to throw. Pass complete to Cook. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. 16 yards on the play. And that's good for a Bills first down.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
First down, ball at the 36. Here's a give to Cook. And he maneuvers through the middle for a gain of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a first down.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Here's Allen. Connection made to Coleman. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Third down, 1 yard to go. He'll throw it. And that one hits the deck. No fear from them trying to go deep on 3rd down. You love that. Don't love the fact they couldn't connect. 4th down coming up.
The offense not shy about sending them downfield to try and stretch that secondary. Even still, one of the deeper targets you'll see him get. It's a shame they couldn't find a connection.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And the fair catch secured here at the 16. The home teams and wide receiver Nico Collins ready to go once again. Well, their last drive, not the one they want to replicate after they were forced to punt it away. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Throwing is Stroud. Complete out to the right side. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
On the option, here's Mixon. And the plunge up the gut yields nothing there. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
That takes us to the 2-minute warning in Houston. Texans don't want to see this one go to overtime. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Now it's Stroud. Finds him over the middle. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
The clock rolls as the Texans try to hurry their offense to the line. He's on the move. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he slides down with enough to pick up that first. That one gains 7. And it sets up a Houston first.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play, and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
That one way too far up there. They can't connect. Lucky that didn't end as an interception. So second down coming up.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Setting up to pass. He's got this complete to Dameon Pierce. And he's brought down for a loss. The clock rolls as the Texans try to hurry their offense to the line. Throwing now. That's knocked away by a defender, incomplete. That one doesn't make it beyond the line. And that brings up 4th and long.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
The Texans set to punt. And this is the second time he's been brought on to kick it. Got 46 on his first punch, and this one's pushing a little more distance. That hits at the 9, but nobody around to grab it. It carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. This offense making its way back out now. And there's enough time left that you can't call it impossible. They're going to need a heck of a play downfield to get in range for a possible game winner. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They send a tight end in motion. This is Cook. And he's brought down by a collective effort there, only 1 yard on the carry. That's going to do it for regulation, so some bonus football in store for all those fans in the stands. We're headed for overtime. Gotta block that missed kick from their minds and refocus. Still a win to be had as overtime has begun. Johnson now on the return. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Buffalo sending its offense to the field.